Dear students, as part of the paper on population policies, we will be focusing on the module on life expectancy at birth and the Human Development Index. The major learning objective of this module is to discuss the measure of life expectancy at birth, as well as in the context of it being a component of the Human Development Index. Thus, the Human Development Index is also discussed with its definitions, components, and its measurements. Recent data for life expectancy at birth and its link to development indicators, the Human Development Index, which is given for both developed and developing countries as well as for India. Let us discuss about the definition of life expectancy. Life expectancy is a statistical measure of the average time an organism is expected to live based on the year of their birth, their current age, and other demographic factors, including sex. The most commonly used measure of life expectancy is at birth, commonly known as LEB, which can be defined in two ways, that is, cohort life expectancy at birth and period life expectancy at birth, which are described further in the following lines. While cohort life expectancy birth is the mean length of life of an actual birth cohort, that is, all individuals born in a given year, and can be computed only for cohorts born many decades ago, so that all their members died, while period life expectancy at birth is the mean length of life of a hypothetical cohort assumed to be exposed since birth until death of all their members to the mortality rates observed at a given year, as defined by Sherrock 1973. Mathematically, life expectancy is the mean number of years of life remaining at a given age, assuming age-specific mortality rates remain at their most recently measured levels, as mentioned by Arthur 2003. The average number of additional years a person should live if the mortality conditions implied by particular life table applied. Life expectancy at age x is represented by E0 to the power x, and life expectancy at birth is denoted as E00. Although life tables normally present values of Ex to the power 0 for all ages, life expectancy at birth is by far the most quoted value, so that where life expectancy is referred to without further qualification, the value at birth is normally assumed. In actuarial notation, a distinction is made between E0x and Ex, the latter being the accurate life expectancy, the whole number of years lived after age x. Now, let us focus our attention on the Human Development Index. The Human Development Index, commonly known in abbreviated form as HDI, is a summary measure of average achievement in key dimensions of human development, which are a long and healthy life, being knowledgeable, and have a decent standard of living. The HDI is the geometric mean of normalized indices for each of the three dimensions. It is a composite statistic of life expectancy, education, and per capita income indicators, which are used to rank countries into 4 tiers of human development. A country scores higher Human Development Index when the lifespan is higher, the education level is higher, and the gross development product GDP per capita is higher. The HDI was developed by the Pakistani economist Mahbub ul Haq, working alongside Indian economist Amartya Sen, often framed in terms of whether people are able to be and do desirable things in their life, and it was published by the United Nations Development Program. The Human Development Index was created to emphasize that people and their capabilities should be the ultimate criteria for assessing the development of a country, not economic growth alone. The Human Development Index can also be used to question national policy choices, asking how two countries with the same level of GNI per capita can end up with different human development outcomes. These contrasts can stimulate debate about government policy priorities. The health dimension is assessed by life expectancy at birth. The education dimension is measured by means of years of schooling for adults aged 25 years and more, and expected years of schooling for children of school entering age. The standard of living dimension is measured by gross national income per capita. The Human Development Index uses the logarithm of income to reflect the diminishing importance of income with the increasing GNI. The scores for the three Human Development Index indices are then aggregated into a composite index using geometric mean. The Human Development Index simplifies and captures only part of what human development entails. It does not reflect on inequalities, poverty, human security, empowerment, etc. The HDRO offers the other composite indices as broader proxy on some of the key issues of human development: inequality, gender disparity, and poverty. Let's discuss about the various definitions associated with the Human Development Index and also its components. Human Development Index, as we defined earlier, it's a composite index measuring average achievement in three basic dimensions of human development, that is, a long and healthy life, knowledge, and a decent standard of living. Life expectancy at birth: the number of years a newborn infant could expect to live if prevailing patterns of age-specific mortality rates at the time of birth stay the same throughout the infant's life. Expected years of schooling: it is the number of years of schooling that a child of school entrance age can expect to receive if prevailing patterns of age-specific enrollment rates persist throughout the child's life. Mean years of schooling: the average number of years of education received by people ages 25 and older, converted from educational attainment levels using official durations of each level. Gross national income GNI per capita is defined as the aggregate income of an economy generated by its production and its ownership of factors of production, less the incomes paid for the use of factors of production owned by the rest of the world, converted to international dollars using PPP rates divided by mid-year population. GNI per capita rank minus HDI rank is the difference in ranking by GNI per capita and by HDI value. A negative value means that the country is better ranked by GNI than by HDI value. HDI rank for 2014 is the ranking by HDI value for 2014, which was calculated using the same most recently revised data available in 2016 that were used to calculate Human Development Index values for 2015. Let's discuss about Human Development Index measurement aspects. The Human Development Index is calculated using normalized indicators from three dimensions, that is health, education and standard of living or income. The old measure of Human Development Index, taking a linear average of the three dimensions, satisfies monotonicity, anonymity and normalization, or in short form MAN axioms. The 2010 Human Development Report introduced an inequality adjusted Human Development Index, in short form IHDI. While the simple HDI remains useful, it stated that the IHDI is the actual level of human development accounting for inequality, and the HDI can be viewed as an index of potential human development or the maximum IHDI that could be achieved if there were no inequality. What are the calculation aspects of HDI? Although many researchers have tried to develop this Human Development Index with the purpose based and the information available, like IMR 2011, Mishra and Nathan 2013, but the most common and popular method was proposed by UNDP. In its 2010 Human Development Report, the UNDP began using a new method of calculating the HDI. Let us understand the procedure. The following three indices are used. 1. Life Expectancy Index, short form LEI, that is LE minus 20 divided by 85 minus 20. As an example, when we see LE1 is 1 when life expectancy at birth is 85 years and 0 when life expectancy at birth is 20 years. Number 2 is Education Index, short form EI, is MYSI plus EYSI divided by 2. In that, what is MYSI? It is the mean years of schooling index, which comes out as MYS divided by 15. 15 is the projected maximum of this indicator for 2025. EYSI, which is a short form for expected years of schooling index, and it is 18 is equivalent to achieving a master's degree in most countries. The third aspect is income index in IN of GNI PC minus 100 by IN 75,000 minus IN 100. That is, income index 2 is 1 when GNI per capita is $75,000 and 0 when GNI per capita is $100. Finally, the HDI is the geometric mean of the previous three normalized indices. Let's discuss about the linkages that exist between life expectancy at birth and the Human Development Index. Life expectancy at birth is very widely used as an indicator of mortality conditions. It is well suited to this role, being a measure based on mortality experience at all ages and independent of the effects of age structure. It's noteworthy, however, that in many cases E0 is less than sum of other values of E0x. In populations with high infant and early childhood mortality, the highest values are found for E05, and even in developed countries with low infant mortality, Et to the power 0 is often greater than E00. The range of values of life expectancy at birth observed for human populations is considerable, from around 20 years in particularly poor historical populations to close to or even beyond 80 in modern developed countries. In common with other indices of mortality, E00 has improved markedly in most parts of the world in the 20th century. That is, values below 40 years are very rare for national populations. In general, women enjoy life expectancies of between 2 to 8 years, which are greater than men in the same population, although this is not universal, as mentioned by Wilson, 1985. Let us discuss about life expectancy at birth, its levels in developing and developed countries. The life expectancy at birth in developed countries, when we discuss, especially in developing countries, except Bangladesh, Thailand and Sri Lanka, other countries have the life expectancy at birth less than 70 years. While for most of the developed nations, the life expectancy was more than 80 years. Japan, Singapore and Switzerland had the highest life expectancy of 83 years for all their populations. Females have generally had higher life expectancy than their counterparts across the world. In India, the life expectancy was about 68 years for all, and for females it was 69 years, while male life expectancy was less than the national average, and that was 66 years. The life expectancy at birth for India and its states for the 2004 and 2014, when we analyze, the results shown that the Kerala has the highest expectancy of birth, which is about 75 years, while the national average is much lower than that, and it is around 68 years. Although there has a considerable improvement has been recorded over the time of last decades, but still it is much behind other developed countries. Most of the EAG states has very poor life expectancy at birth, and that lows below the national average. Let us discuss about the various developmental indicators and life expectancy at birth. This is a list of Indian states by life expectancy at birth and its linkage to various developmental indicators. The figures come from the Human Development Index report as published in 2011 by United Nations Development Programme UNDP India, Office of the Registrar General and Sample Registration Survey SRS based life table 2010-214. The report provides life expectancy at birth for the years 2002-06 and 2010-14. Kerala had the highest life expectancy among the states in India, while Assam had the lowest. The figures for northeastern states were unavailable. Let us discuss about the scenario across different states of India. When we look at the table, it illustrates the Human Development Indices for the India and its all states for the year 2011. Results shown that in every state as well as in India, there was a positive change in the indices of human development. The Kerala is the only state where there was a negative growth which has been observed in the Human Development Index, although Kerala state has highest Human Development Index value in India. Historically, Kerala has better performance in Human Development Indices in India compared to other states as mentioned by LEB 2017. The very poor status has been occurred in most of the EAG states where the index value is much lower than the value of Kerala. Only 10 states are having the Human Development Index value than the national average, which was 0.6087 in 2007 to 2008 as well as in 2015. Overall, at the conclusion of this module, you would have learned about the indicator of life expectancy and its part in the Human Development Index. You would have also learnt about the Human Development Index and how to measure it, including the life expectancy index, which is one of the major components in it. Data was also given regarding the life expectancy and Human Development Index for developed and developing countries and also for India and other states. As a key measure of health and development, life expectancy and Human Development Index is a useful indicator.